If we don't know where we belong, it'll make no difference from where we started. Look out, kid, 'cause here it comes. You're not the lucky ones. You're not the lucky ones. You're not the lucky ones. Hey guys, welcome to another guitar tutorial. Today we're doing a song by Biffy Clyro, and this song is called Saturday Superhouse. So this song's actually from their Puzzle album back in 2007, I think. And the song's usually with electric guitar, and it's quite a loud, rocky song. But I recently heard a acoustic version of it. I think it was released probably the same time, but I've only heard it recently, so I thought I'd show you how to play that. So yeah, the song's in drop D tuning. So what that means is it's just standard tuning, but the top string, the low E string, is actually a D, okay? So it's... and that's pretty much it. So just tune down your top string to a D. And there is a verse, there is a chorus part, and then there's an instrumental as well. And the instrumental is actually like a guitar riff. So I'm going to show you how to play that. So this song's for a little bit more, I would say advanced players really. But yeah, give it a go and see how you do. Okay, so we'll start with the verse, and that sounds like this. I'll be sitting on the left side, you'll be sitting on the right, dying to share our problems, make everything alright. Then I'll see a darkness, you see the blinding light. Autumn's in the corner moaning, can you write your own lines? Okay, so that was the verse. And as you can see, there's not a lot of strumming being done in this section. But, you know, in the live version of this acoustic version of the song, there's a bass player and a drummer as well. So they sort of fill in the sound, really. So it does feel a bit bare without those elements added to it. But, you know, you can still get by practicing this just with the guitar for now. And you can play along to the song as well while doing this, to help fill that sound out. It's up to you. You know, I think it still sounds fine without it as well, but it'll be better with those things added. But anyway, so there's only 4 or 3 chords actually for this section. It's quite easy to play. It was quite simple. It's just a little bit unusual compared to most songs. So the first chord is 4th fret on the B string and 6th fret on the G string, and that is a D flat sus2, I believe. I've just looked up the names of these chords anyway, so I probably won't remember them after this. But yeah, I'm just giving them a name so you can reference them in this tutorial. Okay, so that's a D flat sus2, and what you're doing with this chord is a down up and then a palm mute. Okay, so it's like this. And then just palm muting. Okay, and then you go up to the next chord, which is 1 string up on each fret. So 4th fret on the G string and 6th fret on the D string, and that's 1 down strum and a palm mute. So that's called A flat minor. So you have, yeah. Then you go down to the 5th fret on the B string and 6th fret on the G string. So that's a down and palm mute. So, and then that's called D flat minor. Okay, and then the final chord is you go back to the A flat minor on the 4th and 6th fret. Okay, so it's like this. So it's down up, down, 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 okay? Yeah, it's literally just that. And it's a little bit difficult to get the hang of at the start when you're trying to sing as well, but you'll definitely get the hang of it eventually. And then right at the end of it, of the verse, when you start on this D flat sus 2 again, you go to the A flat minor and you stay on this right at the end of the verse, and then you strum it a little bit like this. And then you go into the chorus. Okay, so the chorus sounds like this. If you don't know where we belong, it'll make no difference from where we started. Look how came, 'cause here it comes. You're not the lucky ones. Okay, so that was the chorus. And so the chorus starts with this E5 chord. So it's 2nd fret on the D string and then 4th fret on the G. Okay, that's E5. Then you go to a B5, which is 2nd fret on the A string and 4th fret on the D and G strings. So that's very much like a B chord in standard tuning as well. In fact, I think you can just play that in standard tuning anyway. But yeah, that's called a B5. Then you go to different shapes, a bit more of an inverted shape. It's called D flat minor 7 or something really weird like that. But all it is 4th fret on the A string and then 4th fret on the G string and 2nd fret on the D string, okay? So it's like this. Oops, that's not right. It's like this. Yep. And all you're doing is, so you're playing E5 to B5 to that D flat minor 7 chord. So you play that twice. And so the first 2 chords you stay on for 2 beats each, and then the final chord, D minor flat 7, minor 7, whatever it is, you stay on that for 4 beats. Okay, so it's like, so E5, B5, D flat. Okay, so this is the 3rd time. So on the 3rd time, instead of going to that D flat after the B, you're going to a different chord, which is, I think it's like a B sus 2. I don't know, it's like a B chord, I think, or over F sharp, something like that. All it is 2nd fret on the the low D string, the A string, and then the high D string, so on the third string down. Okay, so it's, and then 4th fret on the G string. So you have this. So it's like that. So you go to that, and then you go back to that E5, and then a final B5. And when you let that B5 ring out, then you go to the 2nd verse. Okay, so I'll quickly play that for you quite slowly. So E5, B5, B flat, E5, B5, D flat, E5, B5, B, E5, B5, and then into the verse, okay? Okay, so after the 2nd verse, which is the same as the 1st verse, then you go into another chorus, okay? And that's exactly the same, but after that 2nd chorus, you, instead of going into another verse, you go into a riff. And it's just basically a guitar solo, really. So I'm going to show you how to play that. And it sounds like this. Okay, so that was the riff, and as you would have seen, it's a little bit long, and it can be maybe a little bit daunting or overwhelming for a beginner maybe. But yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. Once you practice it, you'll get the hang of it for sure. It's not that difficult to play. And I'm going to break it up into 3 different sections just so you can follow along a little bit easier. And I've got a bit closer to the camera so you can clearly see it. Okay, so the first part of the riff is quite easy actually. It's on the 2nd fret. Sorry, not the 2nd fret, it's on the A string. Okay, and it's all on the A string. So what you're doing is going from, so it sounds like this first part. Okay, so you're just sliding along that A string. So it goes like this: 4, 6, 7. These are frets, right? So 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, 9, 7, 6, 4, 6, 7, 9, 4, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 7, 6, 4, 2. Okay. I can show you one more time really slowly. So 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, 9, 7, 6, 4, 6, 7, 9, 4, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 7, 6, 4, 2. Okay, that's the first part. And then it goes straight into the second part. Okay, so the second part of that riff, which follows obviously straight on from the first part, it sounds like this. Okay, so the second part of the riff starts on the A string on the 2nd fret. So you hit that, then you go to the 4th fret on the low D and 2nd fret on the low D. So, and then it starts this faster part, okay, which is, yeah. So that's 4th fret and then 2nd fret. So you're alternating between those. You're hitting more on the 4, so it's like this. Then you go to 4, 6, 4, 2. Yeah. And then you start again. And then at this point, you go from, so you play 1 hit on that 4th fret on the A, and then you go to the D string on the 1st fret. So it's, and then you go to 1, 2, and then 4 on that D string. So from this A string on the 4th fret, you go, yeah, so, yeah, and then you go to 4th fret again on the A string. So that's, okay, so that's all it is. So 4, 2, 4, and then you sort of hammer on and hammer off that 4th fret on the A string. Okay, so there's a lot to do here. I appreciate that. So it's, okay, so the third part of the riff goes like this. Okay, and all that is 6 frets on the A string. So you pluck it and then you bend the string with a bit of force, and then you play an open A string. So it's like this. Okay, and you do that twice. So, and on the 3rd time, you bend the string again, but you don't play an open string. You actually go to the 4th fret on the A string. So it's like this. Jesus, sorry. So that 4th fret, and then you go to the final part of this, which is that old chord that we went to before, that A flat minor, then if you remember. So that's 6th fret on the D string and 4th fret on the G string. And if you want, at this point, you can just do a light strum, or you can pluck the strings like this. Yeah, it's completely up to you. And then you go into the final chorus. Okay, so the final chorus is the same as the other choruses, but there's just an additional part to it, okay? So it goes like this. If we don't know where we belong, it'll make no difference from where we started. Look how kid, 'cause here it comes. You're not the lucky ones. You're not the lucky ones. You're not the lucky ones. Okay, so all that is basically right at the end of the normal chorus, you end on that B5 and you go into the verse or the riff, depending on where you are in the song. Okay, but with this final chorus, instead of doing that, you're on that B5 and then you go back to the D flat chord. So from here, and you don't end here, you go here. Then you go around again, so E5, E5, E flat, E5, B5, and then finally on this chord, which is, I think it's a B sus2 over F sharp, something crazy like that, okay? And that's the chord you finish on, so it's... Yeah, so that's pretty much the entire song, so hopefully that helped. And yeah, really practice that riff, because it will take a while, I think, to get it comfortable, at least at the start. But yeah, you guys will fully get that with practice. And so yeah, I think that's it, and I'll speak to you guys really soon. Cheers.